Former Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is still bitter about losing his job, and at this point it appears that he wants vengeance against the very people who kicked him out in the first place. Number one on his list is none other than Matt Gaetz. During a recent brief conversation with CNN reporter Manu Raju, Raju asked McCarthy, quote, "How much would the Republican Party benefit if he were no longer a member of the House, in your opinion?" I mean, pretty loaded question, right? Like basically asking like, hey, wouldn't it be awesome if Matt Gaetz just wasn't around anymore? To which Kevin McCarthy responded, quote, "Oh, tremendously. I mean, people have to earn the right to be here." And I just think he'll admit to you personally, he doesn't have a conservative bent in his philosophy and just the nature of what he focuses on. Raju then followed up by asking, should Congress consider expelling Matt Gaetz? And here's what Kevin McCarthy had to say about that. And you'll notice that this isn't a, wow, what a weird question, nobody's even thought of that. Instead, McCarthy said, quote, "That's up to the conference, but I don't believe the conference will ever heal if there's no consequences for the action." So should Congress expel Matt Gaetz? Hey, whoa, what? Like that's a little extreme. Like we're definitely not even considering that, would be the response you would expect. Not like, well, that's up to the whole conference, right? The Republican caucus gonna have to get together and decide that. That's not a denial that that's something you guys have already discussed. And the reason that is so important is because Kevin McCarthy knows that he's not going to get rid of Matt Gaetz through the electoral process. Matt Gaetz is going to continue winning re-election in this district because it's a deep red district. Doesn't matter what he does, doesn't matter what he's been accused of doing, he is safe here. The only way he's leaving office is if, one, he does it voluntarily on his own and says, I'm not running for the House anymore, I'm going to go run for something else, or through expulsion. Which, by the way, he could then just run for election again because it doesn't prevent you from doing that, and then he could get right back into the House. But the expulsion thing is interesting because as we know right now, we have the House Ethics Committee that's investigating Matt Gaetz. We have members of Congress that during the whole speaker drama started going out and telling us things about Matt Gaetz, him showing the pictures, the drug-fueled, whatever, things that we didn't necessarily already know, but things that could have been revealed to these Republicans during their investigation of Matt Gaetz. So that's why I do think it's interesting that McCarthy didn't immediately dismiss the idea of expulsion, because I think clearly this is something some Republicans have talked about, and I do think it's based on the information that they have uncovered in that investigation, for which, by the way, we still do not have the results from. It could be anything, it could be nothing, it could be a big something. But not saying that expulsion was 100% off the table is kind of a flag for me, right? I don't want to say it's a red flag because I'd love to see Gaetz expelled, but it's definitely a flag. McCarthy is not an idiot. He chose his words wisely. And by not denying that expulsion is something that they have talked about, instead saying, hey, it's up to the caucus, kind of leads me to think that McCarthy knows a lot more than what he's actually telling us. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share, but again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.